Welcome to Cleveland, America. That is all. Enjoy the show.
Okay.
Welcome to Cleveland, America. It's not a serious place. We are at a great place, Old 86, and I came here wearing my three-piece suit, and I was sitting by myself, and me in a three-piece suit in a bar that has red lights is like a certain level of menace that I really love. Just like by myself, like, yeah, like with just like a shot, ready to go, beer, and then just like, yeah, very much feels like you're in a movie. And also, there was like two groups of girls that came in. They like, because it was basically me and like one table over there, and so like it wasn't really busy at that time.
I mean, he means besides the 300 other people here.
Right, yeah.
Two minutes later, rolls the wall. Just so like, but these girls come in and they like look around, and then they're just like, well, we're gonna get human trafficked in here. I got like, that guy looks like he knows how to make us disappear, so we are going to just get out of here.
The only human trafficking that happens at Old 86 is women are transported to a better life
Yeah.
via
right.
consensual dating.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be a little
No,
legal.
Good save. Good
Yeah,
save.
no problem. You had heavy Jack Nicholson in The Departed vibes.
Yeah, I was feeling it. I'm hoping that the three-piece suit look, maybe I'll become like a character actor where they don't even need me to say things, they just need me to like wear that and look a certain way. Like be like Don Rickles in Casino.
Yep.
Where I'm just like,
Just show up
Yeah.
and kind of look like you somewhere between the muscle and like a pit boss type of guy.
it's like it's definitely like Pit Boss who like kind of
I've seen you play with
Ocean's 11 Pit Boss kind of situation.
I've just seen, I've seen you play with pool noodles too much to believe that you could actually like break a guy's kneecaps, but you know, that doesn't mean everybody else has.
I'm gonna break your kneecaps with a pool noodle this summer.
Now that I want to fucking see. Summer's almost here, man.
I'm so excited. They're painting our pool this year, so it's gonna be like, yeah, a lot of like
Fucking finally. I had a lot of notes after last summer.
It's gonna be, the pool's gonna be looking real good.
So am I. So am I.
I know. I started my my winter skincare routine so that I don't look all splotchy, because your boy has some weird fungus that doesn't go away unless I like put stuff on. And it's not contagious or anything. It just like makes my skin a little bit splotchy.
Oh.
Is it like just like the weather changing kind of thing?
It's just like, well, I just don't acknowledge it as
What do we got, like a psoriasis
winter?
deal going
It's
on
not
here?
quite psoriasis. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just some like stupid, like basically like my skin's allergic to my own sweat.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
My body right now is just the weather changing. I'm itchy. I'm so fucking.
But like all I have to do is put this like medicated, like it basically like menthol cream on it, and then I get like, it feels so cold though.
Yeah.
Like I put it on yesterday, and I'm
That's how
like,
you know it's
when
working.
like,
Smell like an old man.
yeah.
Icy hot.
Yeah. So, but it feels actually like in the summer it feels great, because like when it's warm out and you like put that on, and you're like, your whole body just feels like all like tingly and like cold. But like yesterday I did it, and like we was walking through the garage in my building, and I was like, I'm cold as hell right now. Like, I'm shivering. And it's like 60 degrees in there.
I've reached the age where I have to put like a facial, what's the word? Do a regimen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just to
Yeah.
keep from completely looking like a catcher's mitt when it's hot out.
You guys are one up on most men. I said you guys are one up on most men. A lot of men don't.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
For a few reasons.
I only surround
Tanea-
myself with men who do nice skincare.
Nice. Mine is Tanea Versicolor. That's what I
Versicolor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's.
That doesn't sound scientific.
I have
Color does not sound scientific. I mean, it is, but.
I have like
just here doubting my disease.
Being an ape.
Well, that's the name of your condition?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the name of your cleanser. I was like, that doesn't sound sexy, like a sexy product.
Lost out to Technicolor. Wait, Versicolor and Technicolor.
I was not. I kind of zoned out for a second.
Speaking of zone out, you've been gummying a little bit.
man.
Hell
How you
yeah.
like being a gummy boy?
It's good.
Oh my god, you are now gummy boy.
I'm a gummy boy. A few nights ago, I just took one, and then I was in bed, and I was like in the dark, and I just didn't feel anything. And then I was like scrolling through like Instagram or whatever, and there was like just a picture of a hot dog, and then before I knew it, I was like laughing uncontrollably at this hot dog, and then I just sent it to like a bunch of people, and I was like, "This is one primo hot dog," and I go, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, I'm high." And then last night, because I was in bed in the dark, and it was like it was cool vibes, and then last night I was like watching that new Roadhouse movie.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I
I'm gonna quote Matt Fulchiron. Matt Fulchiron. He is a very funny comedian, and this bit goes back to like 2004 when I first started comedy. But he said that they're always talking about doing a Roadhouse sequel, and he always said, "No Swayze, no Wazy." And I know that's thrown around a lot, but
I've never heard that before.
That's where it started.
No Swayze, no Wazy. I was against the idea of that movie. I don't care how good it was. And then, of course, like, I don't like to not want to like shit, but I was like, there's no way this is good because they promoted it forever. And Conor McGregor looks awful in the trailer. Like, honestly, makes Tommy Wiseau look like Daniel Day-Lewis. It makes no sense. So then I'm watching this whole thing, and I just go, this is even worse than I thought it would be. And I was like, and I'm high.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like an episode, it's like a 2-hour long episode of Baywatch, and they forgot to put babes in the movie.
Oh, no.
We're like,
the first one got some babes, got some tits.
It's not even like you don't watch it for that, but it's like, there's nothing but dudes everywhere in this movie. And I don't like, it's just like the whole thing is like I love preposterous movies. I love Fast and Furious movies, and I love like how do we get here? I don't know. It's sick, but you're just like Conor McGregor walks around like a toddler trying to prove to everybody how muscular he is, and like it should make sense that he's a good villain, but just everything about that movie is like these parts go right in here and not really at all. But the best way I could describe it was like, especially on a gummy, I was just kind of like, I was like, they're underwater and fighting in a yacht. I was like, this isn't awesome. It should be awesome right now. It's not. This whole movie is fucking bonkers. And I was like, I texted a buddy. I go, however stupid you thought the new Roadhouse was going to be, it's 10 times stuper, and you should immediately watch it.
That's insane.
Like, it's worth a watch.
Did you pay for it, or is
no,
it?
it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, gotcha. I'll watch it.
I just was like, it was one of those movies where I'm not trying to be too critical, but I'm like, I go, there's no way that everyone in this movie can be this bad at acting.
Yeah.
I go, there's just no way.
Has he been in any other movies?
Who, Conor? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
His thing is like, I knew that was going to either be amazing or be shit because he's Conor McGregor.
Right. Yeah.
He's like the most entertaining MMA fighter ever.
Yeah.
But when he showed up, I don't know if he wasn't given good direction or he just, everything about it is like, it feels like Tommy Wiseau in the room where it's kind of just like, this doesn't fit in here at all. Yeah. And honestly, it's like, where like he grabs he grabs a golf club to go like smash up the Roadhouse because of course everyone just smashes up the Roadhouse for no real reason. He goes, time to go clubbing, and he like goes, and I go, not even that was funny. I go, that was like this whole thing. I was like, I don't feel well right now, but yeah. Then I bought a bag of. I know I don't look like it. I normally don't have snacks in my home, but I bought out of curiosity a bag of like buffalo flavored Cheetos, which are a thing. 10 out of 10 snack. And also completely empty now.
Yeah.
Because I made the mistake of putting one piece of food in my mouth, and before I knew it,
well, when you're high, it's
dude,
snacks
gone. And I was like, my stomach hurts, but I was like, I can't talk because I'm stoned right now. And I was like, every chew you take feels like the ancients are speaking to you from the bottom of your stomach with like just like chew.
And you ever have those moments where you're like so fixated on getting a certain food and like you're like, all right, like today I wanted a BLT from like a diner.
This sounds fucking great. Yeah.
And I was like a BLT from a diner, and then I forgot it was Easter. So like I show up, like I have cash because like you go to a diner and it's not cash only, it doesn't count. Like the diner should be cash only with their fronts. That's what they do.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I show up to the one that I wanted to go to. I'm like, I got a BLT and it's gonna be fucking killer. And then I got there and closed for Easter. I'm like, yeah, they're
Does Arby's still have them?
So that was my next move. Is I went to Arby's, and then I pull up and it says like, and I go to the Arby's on 117th is like the jankiest Arby's right now. Like it's supposed to get remodeled at some point, but they've been saying that for 25 years. And it's just like this, like the speaker isn't even like the original speaker. Like they have another speaker wired onto it, like
Oh my
with
god.
like a rubber band, like one of those rubber truck ties.
No.
And I'm like, are you guys out of BLTs? And they're like, we're out of the bun. I'm like, oh, can you just make me one on a different bun? And they're like, we got you.
Aw.
And I was like, hell yeah. So like I got a BLT from Arby's that was
Nice. Not as good.
not as good. It was good, honestly. It was pretty good, but I wanted the diner BLT.
You
Yeah.
gotta,
It's just it's
and as a
just-
Jew, I've made that mistake many a times where I'd wake up on Sunday. I was like, oh, I just want to go to Target and get like the real shitty trail mix. And then I just go there and I go, this is such a serious holiday. Target's fucking closed.
yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not going to Walmart. I don't care how I'm not rich enough to not go to Walmart, but I'm not doing it. Yeah, but anything on West 117th, this is a good Cleveland, America discussion.
Yeah.
Just, you can't, anything on West 117th, you take what you get, but you're not getting the most TLC in your food you could be getting, and you can't blame anybody.
No.
It's your own fault.
Yeah.
That's
your own fault.
Especially the fast food restaurant.
You gotta go.
So you know where you're going.
You gotta go.
You know who's working there.
You gotta go out to like the outer ring suburbs where like the teenager that works there hasn't figured out that it's like life's a lie, and they actually think that they should want to be like they're gonna be the CEO of Arby's one day, and they're actually trying. Just
I was on the road a couple weeks ago, and I was in Kansas City, and I just like I had like a hell of a day because one of my flights was late, and then I missed a connecting flight, and then like everything at the Charlotte airport where my layover was like packed, and I was like, oh, I don't want to. And I also don't like to eat before a flight that much.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to eat on a flight. So like when I got there, I was like, all right, I just need something.
What, you like buy your food and then bring it on the plane with you?
What?
You buy your food and then take it on the plane with you?
No. I just don't eat. Like I just don't eat until I get to my destination.
Okay.
And so then I got to the hotel, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get like just like one little sandwich from Arby's, and I have to go inside of an Arby's, and it was a nice one, but there was a dude just passed out, sleeping in the Arby's. And
Hell yeah.
This was like,
Oh yeah.
and like we were in like a nice part of town, but there was still just a dude just sleeping at one of the
Well,
tables.
that's why he was sleeping there. It's a
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
nice Arby's, man.
just taking a little Arby's nap.
You know, you have some
hell.
yeah.
You're just like, ah.
That was a good one.
When the roast beef
Yeah.
hits.
Did you fucking do some jalapeno poppers and just take a little nap?
They used
Go
to
on
have
with your day.
Southwestern egg rolls too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about those. Yeah.
And I miss. They used to have a really good chicken salad sandwich that I don't think they have.
They got no misses on that menu.
It's been a long time, but yeah.
I talk about it all the time. Aside from that Wagyu burger, they got no misses on that menu
You don't like
for
it?
fast food. I don't like the idea of it like the
You don't
Roadhouse
like
people.
yeah.
I don't like the idea of it.
Yeah, the burgers are not what they should be doing.
No.
I don't know, but it's like salty and
It's
No, man, it's like if Nick Cave did like a ska song or something. I don't want to hear that shit. Come on, man. Anyways.
Oh no.
All right. Let's give what's your number one diner in the area?
Oh, in the area.
Yeah, to go. Yeah, like
This is rough because they're dying out, man.
I
Like,
know,
it's a sad discussion.
it's
It's
a
sad.
bummer.
My friends for years has kind of been
My
like
friends
that.
are
Oh, yeah, I used to like going there.
Big Al's on Larchmere is also like that's
That's where we went a few months ago.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that
I
place is
love
great.
it over there. The vibe is very good there.
Yeah, that's the one where they're just like it's small and you got to just sit by whoever you're sitting next to,
Mhm.
and you're like, oh, I want it, but then like everything's so loud, and so I was like, we're not gonna be able to talk because I'm gonna feel like people are eavesdropping. But like then you get in there and everybody's just like,
And no one gives a shit.
fucking rules. It's great.
It's like you get the vibe of like actually living in a larger city because there's rarely not a bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about, it's like no attitude. Just everyone's going about their, having company amongst themselves.
Yeah. Mine is the Shore. That's
Shore's a good spot.
Shore's a good spot, and I feel like it's not talked about enough.
No, because
Sure.
it's like in a weird spot,
Yeah.
which is a weird thing to say on Detroit Avenue. But I never really went there. My buddy LT took me there like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
But it's like the thing about there's really not
it's
any
a
bad
quintessential
diners.
diner
Like,
where like they're Greek and like they still got an accent and shit like that, and I love that.
They're not very vegan friendly.
No.
I used to love a diner, but I
Yeah,
can't. Like,
yeah.
it's usually not vegan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to. Yeah.
Right. Honestly, genuinely.
Are there like a lot of diners that are like? Are there diners that are vegan?
No, she's saying diners in general.
Yeah,
Oh, just
diner-
yeah, that's what I
yeah.
thought you meant. Like that
Yeah.
specific one. My
Yeah.
bad.
No, yeah.
The thing about it, like, there's no bad diners because even if it's a shitty diner,
It's great food.
it's like a dive bar, right?
Yeah.
But it's like there's just people. Like, you have your diner, like you have your go-to, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and the Shore is like the one that's
I also
close to me, and then like it's compact, and the food is quick and decent, and the atmosphere is like they got like a little tube TV with like the news on, just going like just way too loud.
can I take a moment to make an apology from an appearance I had on another podcast
Yeah.
where like I was asked what the best corned beef in Cleveland was on Boogered Up, and because I'll blame the nicotine that I was high on, I did not say Express Deli, which is in fact the best corned beef in Cleveland.
I don't think
Yes,
I've ever had Express Valley.
because it's in Brook Park, but it is the best.
Okay. Well,
And the best people and the best.
what did you
vibes.
say?
So,
Did you panic and just say slime?
I panicked and said Slimans, which, as a Jew who grew up on the East Side that did not grow up on Slimans, no shade on Slimans, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But Express Deli is like, if you really want to get like nerdy about where your spots are.
All right.
Express
Well, I'm going
Deli.
there this week then.
No, I grew up like in the middle of Jew country. East side of Ohio. I'm Jewish.
Jew country.
You know where they hang out. Like I grew up on like Corky and Lenny's and Jack's Deli and whatever.
Rest in peace, Corky and Lenny's.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Which was sad, but yeah, it's just times are changing, man.
Yeah. Well, speaking of another place that is no more Peabody's.
R.I.P.
I talked to John Skrtic from the Cleveland Public Library. And I asked like, hey, can you get me some pictures of Peabody's? And he sent some exterior photos and then some concert posters from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent them to the group.
Oh, okay, that's what you sent us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like this one from this is the iteration
Yes.
on
Yeah,
22nd on East 22nd is like, this is, man, like the Pirates Cove, Peabody's, Rockstar. So many memories there. Like I used to run the show, a comedy show at Rockstar upstairs, and we'd do a show whether there's a metal band on or not. It was fucking wild. It was always a blast, even when it wasn't fun. One night we did.
It was the funniest when it wasn't fun.
Well,
like the irony of
so
Peabody's.
one night I just go, hey, tonight everybody's got to do your set, but you have to do it because it's like 2008, like the height of Dane Cook's popularity. I'm like, do your set, but do it the way Dane Cook would deliver jokes. And it was honestly fucking hysterical. Like everybody just like took their regular like setup punch jokes and like made them drawn out and like way too like moving around, and it was probably only funny to us, but it was like it hit real hard. And I remember just like doing things like I'm walking through a parking lot, like you know how when you're in a parking lot you're just like this is my parking lot, like I really became shit like that.
I
like
really became a billionaire off that.
yeah, right. It was great. And then I remember one time a girl that was I met on MySpace, and she wanted to do comedy, and she was a stripper, and she's like, I'm gonna come and do comedy, and I was like, okay, and she came and she did a set, and it was god awful. Like, think of like
You don't say.
yeah,
Huh.
whoopsie,
Wild.
damn your fart.
Oh, is that whoopsie?
I think so.
What me? I
Way
don't
to
know
go,
what.
Whoops. Not me
nice
either.
fart, whoops.
You know it's me because I would just laugh.
Yeah.
I can't pretend.
So
I'm glad I can't smell it over here. I'm fine over on this end of the table for now.
So she like does this god awful set, and I don't even really drink it this time. So she's like, let's go hang out. And I was like, yeah, okay. And so we went to a version of $2 that existed at the time in Lakewood.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, buddy, it's okay. Whoopsie.
Oh, man, whoopsie. So,
Another man?
that's the guy that's in the truck.
Oh, okay.
So we go to that $2 in Lakewood. She gets pretty drunk. She comes back to my place. At this time, I have just bought my first bed because for the first year, like I was sleeping on a futon that, like,
Yeah, you were.
like it was, you know, I'm in a $230 efficiency apartment
Yeah.
in Tremont.
You were living like it.
Yeah, I was living. I wish I still had that apartment though. Like,
I hear you, brother.
I could just like pay that and like just have it, just to like high and dry nights where I'm like, I just need someplace that's close. uh, but we have sex and like it's real bad because I'm nervous. This is like the third time I've had sex.
And you're
with
also
somebody.
drunk.
No, I'm
You're
not
not drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Yeah,
She's
you
too
started
drunk.
drinking it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's and then she pissed my bed and then blamed it on me.
I mean, you do have a history.
So you basically-
I know.
You do have a history. That
But she didn't know that.
She did her background work.
yeah,
Yeah.
she knew. She knew.
So she pissed it and she's like, maybe it was you. I'm like, you were. I'm like, don't try and push this up. I'm like, you.
So you basically got
You're the one
worst.
that's wasted.
You got the worst lap dance in the world naked. Like
Yeah.
you're the dream's about to happen where you took the stripper home
Yeah.
and
Pretty hot.
she proceeded
then-
to probably flop all over you. And
And I always wanted to follow because she got like later that month, she got fake tits, and I was like, well, let's do this again because I wanted to play
Yeah.
fake tits, and then it never happened again.
that's how that works.
But
She pissed your bed.
Yeah, she pissed my bed. Well, she was
You
embarrassed.
should
If I
have just
pissed somebody's bed, I would never
I
see
didn't wonder-
them again.
knowing what you would have known if
I didn't-
if you knew like fake giant bigger boobs were on deck, you'd have been like, you know, I did pee. I drank a lot of lemonade
Right,
or something.
yeah.
And yeah, you know what? I'll clean it up.
Yes.
Now I would just like not say anything. I just be like, whatever. Who cares? It happens.
Bodily functions are a thing.
count.
It does not count.
Noted. Okay, good to know. I
Girl
could
pee
piss
doesn't
in somebody's bed. Invite me over.
Peabody.
You want to piss in somebody's bed that bad, or you just?
No, but I mean the fact that I'd be allowed because girl pisses.
So you-
Okay, I guess.
It is
Especially
okay.
yours.
I don't think I
You seem
could.
very hydrated.
I am a
Because of like, there's
hydrated
still like
bitch, yeah.
most people, there's still the argument is squirt pee or
Right.
vice versa. So it's like, yeah, it's like
Oh, God.
Yeah,
whatever. Just let
exactly.
it go. Like, let it out.
Yeah.
Don't shit. Don't shit. Other than
I
that,
will not
try
shit
not to
in your bed.
barf. Other than that, go for it.
I didn't have a ton of triumphs of the sexual nature in that apartment, but I had a few. I remember one. I got like a stopover hand job, which was like a girl just like she's like, hey, I gotta go to work, but I want to see you. And I was like,
yeah.
okay, come on over. And she just came over and she like jerked me off and like let me come on her tits and then like left. And I was like, that was
Sick.
like this.
That was nice. That was really nice of her.
some good cans. So
Huh.
yeah.
Your era of Peabody's was around 2008.
Like 2000. Well, I mean, it goes all the way back to 2000.
Okay.
Like 99 even, because we go there when it was still in the
flats.
In the flats, but we'd only go there during the day for like the Saturday battle of the bands with the high school
Mhm.
bands. And we get there at like 11:30 a.m. The bartender's just like, oh, I don't want
Still drunk from the last night. Because yeah,
And like all we're buying is like Sprite and Coke and stuff like that because nobody there can drink and like we're not even like trying to
Yeah.
act like we can.
no, because we caught like the tail end of the first iteration of the flats after all the crazy shit went down and it was
Yeah, it was-
like,
it
and
was-
the death like the death gasps or death rattle.
I did get to go to Dick's Last Resort one time before it petered out.
I just didn't. I was so far away from even wanting to drink. I think I was old enough. No, I wasn't old enough to drink.
Well,
yet,
I just went. Dick's Last Resort was just like you go and they give you seafood and yell at you and be mean.
Yeah. No, I remember the gimmick of Dave's Dick's Last Resort was amazing. Where it was kind of like, yeah, we're just gonna be shitty to you
Yeah.
on purpose because our waitress is
Not for
probably in a terrible mood. anyways.
$18,000.
Yeah, just for whatever the cost of like Buffalo.
Right.
is,
Yeah. I feel like I know when I used to go to Peabody's, I was not like of age.
When's the so did yeah? So
it
you
had to
probably
been like
had to be
2006 ish to when did it?
So just to like
Close.
sort of do a quick timeline, Peabody's moved from the flats to East 21st Street, like smack dab in the center of
Yes.
downtown around 2001.
Okay, so yeah.
And that was when that was in the like the peak of me being local band dude
Mhm.
and shit, just like being that fucking guy. And so they didn't have the dudes that bought Peabody's from the original owner were literally two 25-year-old dudes.
That's
And-
why I didn't know that. Yeah.
When I talk about Peabody's and my experience with it, like I talk with my other friends about it, it's like asking a Vietnam vet details about what their tours were like. We don't talk about what we saw.
Yeah.
Just know and be thankful you.
I used to always
You were
sneak in.
young.
Right. I used to always, me and Miranda, we would sneak in water bottles of Goldschlager.
I wouldn't.
Oh wow,
I
that's
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
I can't. That's why I can't drink.
I wouldn't know anything about
cinnamon.
that kind of behavior,
Yeah.
having worked the door at security at Peabody. So basically
You've probably seen my bottle of Goldschlager. You're like, it's
I
fine.
cannot confirm or deny. It was a long time ago. So me being band guys, like the two dudes who were great dudes, but they only knew about raves. They only knew how to book raves. They
yeah.
didn't know about the hardcore scene, indie rock, anything to do outside of it. They hired Joe Reed, who had great taste in music and was connected to start bringing in, more actual bands that weren't like DJs and shit.
Is he the shorter Joe? A little bit shorter?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good dude.
There's some.
Yeah, I think I just left.
This is around the time that we all start hanging out there, because at this time, Dwid from Integrity got me my first real world job at the free times with him. And this was the summer I found out what happy hour was. And I found out what happy hour was with Dwid from Integrity. And we would be at Peabody's every night until we both just worked there on the weekends too.
That's funny.
And then from there, saving it all for the movie script, because it was fucking the wildest few years of my life. And I've led a wild one. Nothing will ever come close to it.
What do you want? All right, get your ball.
But yeah, Peabody's the best way I describe it to people without going into detail is it was Juggalo house.
It really was because even any hardcore show hardcore metal that I would go to, there was always a fucking Mushroomhead.
Because they had a main room that fit I want to say maybe 700 people, and they had a side room called Pirates Cove that fit maybe 300 people. You want to pause it here?
Yeah, just not pause it. Just stop. What are you doing?
No one sent me any nudes in the time that we were doing that. Cool.
No newt rude.
Ow. You just need a little bit of zoomies. All right, I love you. Can you stop now? All right. You're so bad at running. What the fuck? All right, sit. Come here. Sit. Stay. Straight. Stop it. Stop. You're done. All right. A little whoopsie timeout.
You got to get her a Bane mask.
Yeah.
One of those super humane looking muzzles.
Very humane. Me, the vegan.
I remember 80s night. It was always
makes one of us.
80s night at the Pirates Cove was always a fucking.
Oh, wait, so not to cut you off. So just to run down the rundown of Peabody's, architecturally speaking, was you walked into the main bar and venue, which held 700 people. Then there was a side room which booked smaller bands, hardcore bands and shit. In 80s night,
Pirates Cove.
Called Pirates Cove, that held 300 people. Never more.
No, I don't.
Never held more than 300 people. Never.
Tiny.
And then there was an upstairs that was where Bill booked comedy shows called Rockstar, which is they kind of just resign DJs and comedy acts up there when they realized how much money they could make off metal and hardcore and Juggalo culture. It's important that we don't gloss over how huge Juggalo culture was to the fiscal success of Peabody's.
Every single show that I would go to for hardcore and metal, there was a Mushroomhead show, or like you said, Juggalo above.
We get bleed over from people that would come upstairs. And I remember so I have a joke in my new special about calling calling someone a wigger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I was like, these juggalos came in and I'm like, what's up, wiggers? And they're like, bro, and they tried to fight me and shit. And I was like,
that was when I was
like, guys, let's be honest.
I got way ahead of the normalization of Juggalo culture through my experience at Peabody's, because I got paid to basically I was nowhere near my size when I hung out. I was a weird Warped Tour piece of ass kid. I was 170.
Yeah.
I was as skinny as I'd ever be in my adult life. So they put me on the door because they said, I do not trust you not to put me in charge of having to kick out some dude with a painted face that's smoking cigarettes inside. It ain't happening. So at any rate, but like you would see like Juggalo dudes and like you're like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. But then you would see like if someone clowned them, pun not intended, they would all circle around the dude and beat the shit out of the guy.
Yeah.
And that was when I was
numbers,
like,
man.
I go, these dudes loyalty. Yeah. And if you made fun of like Insane Clown Posse, they got in your face and like they faced you down. Like I may or may not have seen some skirmishes in my day, which a lot of those folks jumped in to aid. So it's like from that day forward, me and my buddies always talk about it. It was like we always respected Juggalos because they always closed ranks and like closed the circle and fucking got each other's back. And then the one time, because I'm not kidding, there'd be nights at Peabody's, you would see dozens of people with like Juggalo paint on their face, even when there wasn't Juggalo music. So like one night I just see this dude, and he's like kind of a heavier guy, and he's got like the smash mouth, like fried blonde short hair. And I go, and you just see like a bunch of Juggalo people just sort of around the bar. And I was like, that's one of the dudes from Insane Clown Posse. He's just hanging out here. I don't even think this band's on tour. I think he's just kicking it in Cleveland at Peabody's. And like, you didn't see any Juggalos mob him or fucking try to like touch him. They were like, it was like Jesus parting the sea. And they were like, they're like one of the forefathers is here. Act accordingly. And it was like wild because like, I've just seen the worst, like, and best behavior in all subgenres of humans in my time at Peabody's. And it was like the wildest thing to just witness.
I remember when they made the move from the flats to the downtown location and thinking it was such a, like an improvement. Like it just felt more, I don't know, like it, like, cause Peabody's Down Under was like a mainstay, like and like legit bands played at that.
They were getting huge tours in there.
Yeah, like I got some of these tour posters, and you know, you got Faith No More played there. There was Red Hot Chili Peppers before they blew up were there.
Damn.
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
And that's the OG one you said, or
that's the Peabody's Down Under. It's like 91 or 92. Yeah. So this, I mean, we're all pretty.
Yeah, I was one.
Yeah,
it was 91.
I was 12.
Yeah.
I mean, the shows the biggest show I caught at the old Peabody's in the Flats, I think, was like a Mushroomhead show. That was when they were like, you will never see a band locally, at least, that will draw as many people as Mushroomhead was drawing. Not even like straight up. I don't count MGK because he's become like sort of like this national phenomenon. But just we're talking just local bands.
MGK is just the Mushroomhead for Gen Z.
Yes and no. Like he's.
I feel like Mushroomhead didn't fucking just try to like pivot to every.
Right, but I'm just like with the popular like.
I don't like. Look, I wasn't.
Because every like if you talk to like my daughters and stuff like that, they'll all talk about how they went to his shows before like when they saw him at House of Blues and stuff like that.
Okay, so like
or Grog Shop versus now.
Same, but like
it's a different genre. It's a different. But that's what everybody's got their crazy stories for.
MGK, MGK and Mushroomhead were both big hits for people that hang out at Nelson's Ledges too, which doesn't really help the conversation. No, but I won't pretend. I've never been to an MGK show, but like Mushroomhead, you plop them in any size venue in Cleveland, and there would be a fire hazard amount of people in to see it. I've seen them have the sound
those guys, or most of them, because there's been like 45 members in the band.
There's been like 30 million.
Never been doing a Mushroomhead show.
Their music's never mind.
Yeah.
I caught them.
I actually don't even mind their music that much. It's just it's not what I thought it was going to be when I heard it. I thought it was going to be way harder, and it's a little. I mean, there's more melody than I thought there was going to be. Yeah, I mean, straight up, I've seen some wild shit in my life. I'd like to think I've been to some shows. I've never seen anything as wild as Mushroomhead shows.
I can imagine.
In the late '90s, especially, where like. I'd never seen it, and I've been to hardcore festivals. I've been to like, say what you want about their music.
Was so much more like pop punk stuff. So like,
no, this was
this was very different.
Yeah, man. Again,
Like, I
I'm
saw-
saving it all for the script.
Yeah, I saw a lot. Like, most of the bands that I liked went to either the Fantasy or Agora Ballroom.
Okay. I
And-
love Agora still.
Yeah.
Agora's
But
so
did you
good.
ever go to shows when they had the like shows in the ballroom? So it'd be like 200 or 300 people, and it was just like small.
When did they stop doing that? Because
When they
I-
resurfaced
Probably,
the
like-
floor to be like slicker than fucking ice rink. No, that wasn't
Probably
the reason.
2006, probably 2007.
I mean, maybe,
Yeah, you're probably
maybe
right,
like
yeah.
one show. Yeah.
I
No,
remember
they-
like seeing. So the bands that I was into were like Homegrown and who else is? I saw Dashboard Confessional before they blew up, but it's still like really a popular.
Oh, I've seen some wild fucking shows in the
Saves the
ballroom.
Day,
I
like,
played some shows in the ballroom.
the first concert I saw, like where they actually were like a pop punk band that could sell tickets to do the main room was Newfound Glory. And that was a great show because they had the RX Bandits opening, and I love that band.
I remember that
forgot
band.
about that band.
That's a
Yeah.
great band.
Yeah, I was into decidedly angrier music.
Yeah, I like the silliness of pop punk in that era.
Yeah, it's not lost on me. It just like that time of my life. I think I just was I was angry. I wasn't even angry. I just liked letting everything out of me. And when I found out you can act however you want inside of a hardcore pit, I'm home. It's like I was like, no one's gonna yell at you.
Yeah, stressful.
I mean, there's one guy yelling at you from the stage, but no one's gonna like
Yeah.
scold you. Basically, I mean, just because it feels wild this ever happened. I opened for like the Cro-Mags at the ballroom. I don't think they'll ever remember that, but I'm like,
That's cool though.
I was
Yeah,
like, I go, this is fucking sick to say. I goes, I'm fucking Hope Conspiracy, No Warning, Cro-Mags.
Yeah.
My fucking band somehow got on that, and I was like, I'll remember this one for the rest of my fucking life. Sorry,
That's cool. Do you
allow
have
me
a
to
flyer
fucking
for
jack
that?
off into my own mouth for a second. Yeah, yeah.
We know you can from previous episode.
Yeah. You still got it, lady.
Mhm.
44 years old. Still got a cigar mouth toot.
Blown ropes. Only Spider-Man.
Silly.
The one thing that I'm bummed about that I didn't go to the first iteration of Warped Tour when it was at the Agora.
What?
Oh yeah, it was in the parking lot.
I didn't
right?
even
Parking
know
lot.
what.
Yep.
That was when before it became just a fucking
Insane.
a giant,
Yeah,
like
it was
out
like-
of control.
It was headlined by
over.
like Pennywise and like Lagwagon. Like it
I'm a
was
So it was like
baby.
96, 97.
That was probably
Yeah, I wouldn't
97.
know.
Yeah, I mean they bounced around because they were down. I would-
Nautica years were the best.
The Nautica years because it was
Been there once.
you didn't have to drive out to Blossom.
Mhm.
It was still. I mean,
Terrible.
it didn't become like the full on. They weren't like we're aiming. Our audience is girls that aren't even old enough to drive.
Right.
It wasn't there yet.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah.
I mean, like the years I remember were like Blink-182 headlining. They had Eminem there for a terrible reason. Like they're like, oh, these white kids will like him, and like nobody like that was a weird thing. Like everybody booed him. Like,
Yeah.
but I think honestly that honestly was his start. Because I remember my brother, who was like a punk, like he was way more into punk rock than I was as a teen. He went to literally that Warped Tour and he was telling me about Eminem.
Yeah.
And he was
That's
like,
cool.
he thought it was sick at the time. And
No, I mean, like there was definitely a bunch of people that loved it and were there for that, but
like he
there's
didn't know
also
who he
other
was.
people-
Like he discovered it through the Warped Tour.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
hey,
That's cool. That's cool.
Sum 41 was on like a side stage, but they had blown up, so like more people were watching them on the side stage than like were at the main stage at that time. So that was cool to see.
What year was that? Because I also may have been on stage for one of those. Some pretty one.
That was like I want to say that was 2000.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
that
I
was-
wouldn't have been
that-
that young. Yeah.
That was 2000 or 2001, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when I worked at Subway because that's when that album hit. So it was like 2000, 2001.
I think I took.
And it
I
was,
don't.
yeah, that was badass. I saw like Rancid and like all these just crazy bands like Alien Ant Farm and shit like that. Like them just like walking around. And I was like, hey, you're the guy from they're like lead singers. Like, what's up? And
I
was like,
just
that
think
was
I-
cool. Like fist bumped him.
I try and.
But-
I'd like to think I didn't take it for granted how much younger people were fucking coming out to shows and how big
Yeah.
just everything was in the early 2000s. But like, I feel like that you might never see that again.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
I know.
I think hardcore is kind of back in a smaller capacity the way it should be, but I just feel like EDM festivals have swallowed up what like
Yeah.
used to be kids
I mean,
that would get into
that's-
punk and hardcore.
like my my daughter Skylar, like that's what her and her friends were going to is the EDM stuff because they just like just go there and dance and have like and they wear their weird hair costume, whatever. And
No, man, it's a changing of the times, man. Like when you see the Used doing 20th anniversary tours, and you see, Thursday Boys in the Well doing 20th anniversary, it's like, okay, man, like that stuff's that's where you are in life.
I definitely seen Thursday at Warped Tour. Multiple times.
Yeah, there were. I've seen Thursday.
I mean, yeah, they
that's
play
like
a
the thing
lot.
too. Like it went from like more of a like punk festival, and then like when it got into that more like emo screamo stuff, like that's when I kind of was done with it.
Yeah.
Versus like the pinnacle for me was when it was
you like when
Me First and the Weekend.
MXPX.
Yeah. Oh, I love MXPX.
Yeah, I think it's Bouncing Souls.
Bouncing Souls.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You probably
I'll go with Bouncing Souls any day. Like you say, let's go. I'm going.
Yeah, you definitely wore way too colorful clothes to ever go to the shows.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like, that was like,
why are you?
Me and my friends, like, we just buy the weirdest, like, old man clothes that we could find.
Yep.
And so, like, I had all these, like, pastel color slacks.
You were like a ska kid.
Yeah, like ska and pop punk, like that. Yeah, and like this, like, and then like a lot of shorts, like khaki shorts that were like way past my knee.
Yeah, the Dickies.
Yeah, the Dickies. Yeah. Like, I mean, just
it's crazy. You ended up getting into stand-up comedy.
Yeah. So when I had my band, my favorite part was the banter in between, where I just make everybody at the party fucking laugh, or like we'd be singing a song and I just start making up lyrics about people in the audience and kind of roasting them as we're playing.
And you're like, this is way more fun than playing fucking music.
Yeah, well, it's also bad singing too. But making people laugh on stage was always the best ever all the time. This is so cringy, but like I was just trying to get everybody into it. I'm like headbanging while I'm playing a song, and like I went back and like watched it. I was like, oh, dude, what are you doing? Like, that wasn't me trying to be funny. That was me trying to like get everybody into it. It was just like, no.
You're like, yeah, comedy is the route. Comedy is the route for me. I was like, I can't tell you how thankful I am. My band came of age and went before the YouTube age. Because there are certainly, I'm sure, some things I did on stage that I don't ever want to watch again. But that was like, I was the same as you, where it's like, even 20 years ago, I loved playing music, but I waited for the periods between songs when I could just say whatever the fuck I wanted. Yeah. And to the point that my guitarist would cut me off and start playing the next song. Which I'm sure.
I believe that. I believe that.
Which it didn't become like a bit, but it was always
kind of a bit.
Yeah,
it was kind of a bit.
I was self-aware enough. I wasn't trying to like hog it all, but I just would get carried away. I loved it so fucking much.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, I was like, it's also not like, shocking. I ended up chasing my 15th dream in stand-up comedy in my mid-40s. So
that's the perfect time to do it.
Yep.
I love it.
That's when you really.
How often were you guys at the Fantasy?
I never was. I mean, did they have the goth nights in recent years? Before they shut?
The Chamber did.
The Chamber.
Because the Chamber kind of by proxy was always goth.
Wait, is the Fantasy the
upstairs?
Okay, I've been there 2 times. Who did I see there? I forget.
You probably saw some sick shit there. Well, I was there.
It was in the later years because they're not open anymore, right? After COVID.
No, it wasn't because of COVID. They opened that LGBT center behind it.
Oh.
And they were supposed to take that over too, right?
They're taking that over too.
They ran out of money.
That's a different. Yeah, that's a whole other ball of wax.
Damn.
No, but so the original '80s night was at the Fantasy.
Yeah.
And before that, it was in the Chamber, and it got so big they moved it up to the Fantasy, and that was we're talking.
That was when I first
late '90s, 2000.
Because I remember going to that in 2004, 2005, and it just being the best.
And also, here's the thing that's important to note. And the original '80s night was on Wednesday night, and when it was at Pirates Cove, and it looked like Warped Tour in there. You
on a Wednesday.
Dude, the '80s night at Pirates Cove was Tuesday.
Yeah,
they were selling out. They had a weekly club night that was selling out on a Tuesday, if you can believe that, in 2024. Just packed out. It was the thing to fucking do.
And they'll do the version of that now is emo nights. but they're always on the weekend.
But
like
that's
like people went out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
They sacrificed.
yeah.
Not like they don't do that anymore. It's
No.
so hard to get people out on a weeknight.
And I'm gonna sound old, and
Let's
it's okay
do it.
because I kind of am, but it's like because kids don't go out like that anymore, and kids like the emo nights. No disrespect to that stuff, is kind of like just like a Civil War reenactment of 80s night and stuff.
Yeah,
It's a chance for kids to kind of like feel like they were part of the scene and they were part of that stuff. And then I admittedly went to a couple like years ago, and I just go, nope. I feel like I'm picking up my daughter here. Or something
Right?
else.
Yeah, it's not.
I feel like I'm waiting for her to be done dancing around, and I was like, this is not for me.
I don't like this.
Yeah, it's like this is a
I
little.
don't belong here.
It's a
Yeah.
branch.
Brian Skrtic war stories are becoming my favorite thing right now.
What story?
his war stories,
War?
like going out and fucking girls and stuff.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Cleveland's newest hottest pussy eater.
Yeah.
Brian Skrtic. He loves it.
Yeah,
Fucking
In
just
cars.
can't stop him. I mean, you could stop him. I'm not saying it like that, but you can't stop him.
Yeah. He will stop it.
He will stop if you don't want him to, but
Yeah,
he won't.
yeah.
He cannot be stopped.
shouldn't be stopped.
Yeah, just take all of that back. We should not put this in.
No, it's all going. It's all going in.
I'm not trying to do shtick, but like when I was on stage and he like introduced me, I go, "His Cleveland Scene magazine says getting eaten out by Brian Skrtic is having both Kelsey brothers going down at you once."
Thank you for coming to Cleveland, America.
It's not a serious place.